Hello and welcome to it. This is the Healing Chefs podcast. I am Ryan, aka Crownzin, Crownzin's Corner. To my left is
Cameron, also Big Worm 4444 on Instagram.
all right,
Big
and
Worm.
today, big word, yep. Today, it's going to be about us.
Yes.
Um, and really excited because I've been waiting a while to kind of tell a little bit more of my story, and the mental health part, we'll get into that. But right now, we're going to go ahead and get into our cannabis journey a bit. Yep, cannabis journey.
Some sounds start
Back.
playing.
Yeah, nice. All right. So I'll go ahead and start.
Yeah.
Or did you want to go ahead?
Oh no, I can just answer you a question if you want.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've always asked everybody, in the past, when did they first experience cannabis, and what introduced them to cannabis. So same for you. When was your first experience, and what was that introduction?
So definitely my first experience was in Arizona. I lived partially in Missouri most of my life, but my dad and them live out here. And I wanted to come out here because I visited during the summers and I just loved Arizona. Plus I knew living with my dad I could get away with whatever I wanted to. So
Okay, so you were like
I'm
middle.
like, I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna be like the golden child and just, just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So I was just hanging out with people, and then man, it was weird. Like one day we were like skating, like I literally had to skate across like two highways, which
Okay.
was sketch.
Yeah.
And to
I
go
wouldn't
to a
even.
buddy's house.
Yeah. No, I was
Uh,
just saying I wouldn't even walk across the highway.
oh man, I was a skater back then, so I was like jumping fences and running. Man, I was wild.
Okay.
So I got to the buddy's house and everything, and there's like a little party going. And first thing, obviously, that everyone gets a hold of was alcohol.
Yeah.
And somebody had a bottle of, it was like squirt and gin. That
Okay.
was like our thing at that time. I
Yeah.
guess that's whoever could get it, well, that's what it was. And I wanted to be cool,
Yeah.
and also like looked like they were having fun. So I took that bottle and I chugged a couple times.
The gin bottle by itself.
Well, it was in
Oh,
a 2-liter squirt
yeah.
bottle, but
Okay.
mixed together. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I hit that a couple of times, and then we all went back, and it was really sketchy kind of,
Yeah.
because we all went to the back, and there was probably a good eight to nine, maybe 10 or more people there at this little party, and they had this little aluminum pipe.
Okay.
If you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
it's like when someone, you ain't got nothing and they literally make a pipe just out of aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. No.
It's
Well, yeah. No,
it's so bad for you.
what I've experienced with those is just like it's there's a lot of soot. It's not like thin and
You're gonna
small
start
hole.
smoking that metal. It's so thin.
Yeah.
It's no, don't do
No.
that.
No.
So don't smoke out of cans. There's actually plastic in cans. I mean, there's so many things you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know because I've done them all, and I'm here to
To tell
tell
you
you
today.
don't have to do them. So shoot, and so they had the aluminum pipe, and they're barely hitting it, barely like letting me get it. Like I think they're just the one dude that was in charge of it
Yeah.
was just trying to be stingy.
Yeah.
But I got a little bit of it, and then later on, when all that hit, I had to go home. And I don't know if you remember what I just told you. I skated across two highways.
Yeah, so skate across two highways. You drank a bunch of squirt juice with some gin, and you smoked some weed for the first time.
Yeah,
Yes,
eyes are fucked. Everything's like,
it's probably dark outside too, right?
no, I mean, like we did this earlier in the day, and I was like getting home. I was gonna get home before dark.
Yeah,
But I'll tell you this much: I know I left.
yeah.
I know I got home.
Okay, yeah.
How did I get there? I have no idea.
Dang.
And then when I walked in, I got the biggest pass in the world. Like, I come in, and I had told my stepmom at the time, like earlier in the day that I was having allergy problems.
Yeah.
So when I came home and my stuff was all messed up, and then my dad saw me, she immediately goes, "Oh, he's been having allergy
Allergies.
problems." And I'm like, "Yep," and beeline to the to my room, and I just stayed there for the rest of the day. And then that day, while I was in that room, I decided I'm like, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. So from there, I was like making pipes out of stuff out of the house, like a wide joint with a incense holder for the bowl,
Okay.
and then the screen and all sorts of stuff. Like, yeah,
So
but
like so you have so this not only introduced you to weed, but it gave you the opportunity to kind of like learn about something that you're fascinated in and kind of see what you can do with it.
right.
So it
So
started with the
like for the
pipe.
long, like you grow up and they're telling you drugs
Yeah.
are bad and all this other stuff, and you slowly start with like alcohol, and you're like, well, that's not that bad. And then you're like, well, what about weed? Then you like try that, and then that's not that bad. And you're like, like what? Why are they lying to me constantly? And what is going on with this stuff? Because all of a sudden I smoke and my mind opens up,
Yeah.
and I'm just thinking about all these crazy fun like things and everything and all these possibilities when I was just like so close minded before.
I feel like mostly it's just to maintain a level of control, just
Right.
cuz if one could think it'd be a slippery slope, but not necessarily that, because it's not like everybody goes off and does this really big thing or hard thing. It's like,
And we'll get into it. Drugs
yeah,
can lead to
yeah, they can, but it like,
or be a contributor.
yeah, yeah, and then there's different levels. Like, you've tried something and you may not ever have any interest to try anything else.
Right.
Could just be different levels. So, all this time, were you like in middle school? Were you like
Yeah.
12?
Oh, my bad. My
No,
bad.
no
Yeah. Yeah.
worries.
This
Yeah,
was this was like this was seventh grade, eighth
seven.
grade,
Okay,
one of those. But yeah, like I think like seventh grade because I don't know. I think we were like 13 around there,
okay,
somewhere around there. But yeah,
okay.
it was right around then.
Yeah,
I can never remember it, like getting older.
yeah. Well, yeah. That's the
But
crazy.
I still think I'm a kid. Like that's which is weird,
Well, yeah. It's the mental first is the physical part or the
right?
physical aspect of it. Like, well, and I feel like those formative years, so many different things happen. Like maybe you just kind of start dabbling in so many different things, and maybe something actually catches on, or something takes, or something hits. Because like myself, like the first time I smoked weed was like I think it was just in passing in my backyard with like my older cousins and my stepbrother, and
When did you smart
when
or
it
start? Or start? That was a weed thing right there. I just
yeah,
mixed smart and
to
start.
start, yeah, making up new words,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey man, we smoked. It's all right.
yeah,
But
no.
anyway, I didn't ask you, but how did you start, sir?
Yeah. So yeah, the very first time I smoked weed I was 12, probably 11, 12 years old. And then I really didn't really smoke after that. I randomly would smoke here and there just in passing, but I didn't start really smoking until I was like almost 25. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Little bit of a late bloomer, but hey, just like we said before, like nobody is walking the same path, so everyone's on a different part of the journey, and also people have different tastes too. So,
yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Like my main deterrent from it was like trying to work white collar jobs. So like
oh, for sure, yeah,
yeah, so it was like I was always working for a job, always needed to have the piss test, and I didn't want to try to figure out how to get around it or something like that. So and then my coworkers or friends or people I worked with kind of, doubling it down, just like, hey, I shouldn't do this, but I
yeah,
always
yeah,
had an
yeah,
interest to do it.
yeah. The John Smiths.
Yeah, yes, the John Smiths, like they're still there and they still help out, but it's like,
That's a Matrix reference. If you
oh,
like all the Smith syndrome,
oh
where everyone's
yeah,
like, "Don't do it,"
yeah.
because it's what they tell us not to do.
Exactly, yeah, like, yeah, to kinda keep the NPC playing in there, keeping
Yeah,
you on that RPG path of doing the same thing that I'm doing.
yeah,
Yeah, but, no, yeah, just I then as soon as I worked somewhere that didn't need to even have the piss test, then I was like, "Wait, so now I can start smoking again?" And my first introduction to, like, smoking on my own was just, a vape pen. And then that might be why I have more of an affinity to it at this point in time, just for convenience in that sense.
yeah.
But yeah, from then on, I've just basically been smoking since then. I've stopped for a job here or there, but beyond that, I have no intention to want to stop at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely not. Especially like when I started, I found that and I'm like, I don't ever want to stop doing this. And if you know me, I was in the army and how I got out of the army, I'll tell you right now, is I smoked weed because I was going through so much stuff that we'll talk about. But I was going through so much stuff and I wasn't getting help from them. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to smoking weed, which I also smoked weed when I was in Germany. I also went to Amsterdam when I was in the army. So, I mean, you kinda create your own universe
No,
because
for
I don't know how I got away with stuff for so long and then eventually got caught, well, because I didn't care to get caught, but, I mean, I've only always, just wanted to take care of my mental health at certain times,
yeah,
and that's really the one thing for sure is the weed forever that will
yeah,
always, like, catch me and pick or catch me when I'm, like, falling or pick me up when I'm already down, you know what
yeah.
I mean?
No,
So
I agree 100% because like I smoked it because I was always interested in smoking it, and then fast forward to like 4 years or 3 years after that, I ended up messing my back up, and I was going through
mm,
physical therapy. I was going to do get a shot in my back, but I didn't want to just because I know it's going to numb something and just throw everything off, and I'd rather not wait on it or rather actually do something about it, be proactive about it. So did the physical therapy, and then lo and behold, it's a reason you can get a weed card, you can get a medical card, just specifically at that time because it still wasn't fully legal at that
yeah.
point. So, you know,
Thank
well,
thank 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 goodness for, being able to get these cards and stuff for especially a lot of people, and as me being a bud tender in this industry and whatnot, um, it was great to see, like, all the, like, even elderly people,
yeah,
come in and get their cards and stuff and take care of a lot of their issues instead of having all those, um different pills and all the like fake stuff and
yeah,
not natural things. So
yeah,
like they kind of like, but and I hope we start getting that a little bit more of that demographic too,
yeah,
because I want to make all of this stuff approachable for everybody. And eventually, with our cannabis, like we were talking about before, we'll end up making food and stuff
yeah,
and everything and
yeah,
sharing that with everybody. But I wanted to talk about something real quick about the cannabis industry before we go into the next thing. I've been noticing a lot lately that there's a lot of people that don't like CRC or don't like different this or that or the other, and I understand, but like maybe those intrusive thoughts are better left to yourself.
oh
Uh,
yeah, you like your
but
opinions and stuff like that. That
yeah,
might,
maybe because you have an opinion doesn't mean you have to weigh in.
yeah,
But I just say like there's also other like there's people hating on other people, trying to call like different programs on people for working in the industry and having cannabis or and stuff like that, and also trying to be a parent. Like the hate's got to stop. It's ridiculous. It's like, can you just let people be, let people live, and do your own thing?
yeah. No, I agree. Like, my choices were my choices, so like, I wasn't gonna tell on anybody. I still would like. There's no point. And more specifically, like, I do understand, people looking out for me, and ultimately, I could make my own decisions at
Right.
that point, because instead of them, if they then end up telling on me because I made a decision because they wanted to punish me, then ultimately I would not like them, and then I would lose out on a job, and then maybe I might have some sort of negative thought about cannabis at that point, and then that could cause some sort of
Yeah.
other, so it's dog chasing its tail at a certain point,
Yeah, absolutely. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next segment, which is trip tales.
Yeah.
I love that sound.
Yeah, I was just imagining well, one thing I think about science fiction, just a random thought, is just everything that you watch that's science fiction is really it's all made up, which we all know, but it's like they're not actually in space. But if you play those right sounds, have those right things going, it can elicit those same thoughts, those same emotions, those same feels just from hearing it.
And that's what I wanted when I made that, is
Yeah.
because it's trippy, but it's also like So I was not reading, listening to something recently, and I think it was on the Concrete
Mhm.
podcast,
Okay.
and gentleman was talking about DMT.
Okay.
If you don't know what DMT is, everybody, DMT is a natural occurring compound
Yeah.
that in all living things we secrete it and stuff like that through our brains and whatnot. And you can Google that kind of stuff. But DMT is like unlocking like to another side,
Yeah.
and it shows, it kind of like rips the seams of this reality, which you know, which is kind of crazy. And I've tried it before, but it was a really interesting concept that he was considering, that DMT is a technology.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so like we are based our whole entire lives here on physical technology that we've created,
Yes.
like this stuff, and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, and
Eh,
we all believe in this stuff, right?
yeah, everything that we've built, we've grown, like anything having to do with a tool, any technology, like a
Technology.
hammer is technology,
But
all
maybe
technology.
at a certain point in time, like
Yeah.
humans had a technology that was beyond and something more in tune with the earth.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
using the powers of that. And you know, this is all hypothetical. But with that, if you look at, like, this is kind of in a way a simulation, which is a plane between planes.
Yeah.
Um, the like DMT, the ayahuasca, the 5-MeO DMT from the toad, and all these different like psychedelics.
Yeah.
If you look at technology as something that came from the earth to communicate with it
Yeah.
or the universe, then DMT can be a technology.
Yeah, in that same
It's
sense.
basically a plug into, it's the electric that you're getting
Yeah.
into the system, or your
Yeah.
plug into the system.
No, that makes perfect sense. No, that makes 100% sense. So essentially, by taking the substance or taking the different, um, yeah, DMT itself, you're able to access another plane of existence that's already kind of there, allowing you to see a different perspective or location, essentially.
Right, it's possible. Like, I've never astral projected with the DMT. I've gotten too scared. But
Oh wow,
please look that up. But yeah, you
that's
like, there's a couple stages and stuff, and I didn't get to the third stage because I think, and you know, this is all controversial and stuff like that, but I love it. But and even Joe Rogan talks about this DMT. Like, there's entities
yeah,
on the other side, and if you don't believe it, that's fine. You don't
yeah,
have to.
for sure.
But I've been into deep psychedelic things, and there are things there.
Yeah.
But like I mean,
One thing
uh,
that I just wanted to touch on, just I guess saying like all the technologies of Earth, kind of like for example, like the pyramids or the thoughts of like how we're able to utilize the resignations or the
yeah, because we're
vocal,
all electric, right?
yeah,
We're all signals.
and the natural movement of the Earth. The tectonic plates moving, take that vibration to then create a massive amount of energy to then be able to create something that does something else. So DMT being that type of thing to kind of bring you to a
Ma-
connection like that in a sense to the earth.
right? Maybe it's a way to talk to, like tap into those powers and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is really deep concept,
Well, it would
but
be like I guess an analogy would be like if it was a Marvel character or something like that, and then they take like a serum or something like that and get super strong, like Captain America or something. But instead of it being so vast, like
Doctor Strange,
yeah, Doctor Strange,
he
yeah,
does a phenomena,
yeah,
whatever
with the
the
astral
thing is.
projection,
He
yeah,
does his little circle things, and then all
yeah,
of a sudden, boom, he's in the multiverse, and you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's crazy to think about it like that, but like DMT being the electrical work that gets you into the game,
Okay, all right, all
the
right.
real game of life. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out one day because I'll try it again, but
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
you got
think
me curious.
anytime soon. But I did want to talk about my most recent trip, which was a good lesson. Um, and the It started off really great. It started off great, um, but it eventually changed. And I was sitting there doing what I like to do, is listening to music and everything. And and to be honest, I started getting a little prideful slowly, and then I'm like, I was working on some of the editing for the show and cooking and all this stuff, and I started that ego started to slowly like
Creep up on you.
creep up into my day, and I went from listening to like really happy music
Yeah.
to like hearing my neighbors like walking around, and then I turned into playing like kind of like battling music, like
Okay.
stuff that was like that.
Like mosh pit type music?
Not really, but more like stuff that's like the chorus said like "fuck you"
Okay,
or
okay.
something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
or like but but like for the most part, I was listening to like Yellow Wolf, like Opie Taylor, like I got no
Okay,
cares, Opie
yeah,
Taylor, you
yeah.
know. Well, we'll stop there. Let's see. But anyway, um, but I started listening to more aggressive stuff and everything, and then I'm like, I'm the man in my head, and I'm like, F everybody above me. I'm tired of them stomping around. I'm gonna be loud too. Instead of just like letting those intrusive thoughts go, I was just diving deeper and deeper into them. And the more I was diving into them, uh, what happened with my nervous breakdown was starting to happen again.
Okay, so
Um,
did you see similar things or like
I started feeling like there's somebody at my door.
okay.
Now, between you, me, and whatever, like there's a ring
Yeah, like
at my door. Like if you walk anywhere close to it, it goes off and I'm recording you.
yeah,
Not, I mean, not, it just happens automatically.
yeah, definitely.
And, but at the time it was like up above on like top on my door. And I started worrying about it because I was like, someone like my way that my brain works because of all the Iraq and everything like that. I get real paranoid and I go on guard. Um, Started thinking that someone could get under my um, ring camera,
Okay.
and I started to hallucinate
Yeah,
that there was like someone blowing smoke through my door,
okay.
like someone was like laying where I couldn't see them, and then they were like blowing that, like basically saying, "Hey, we can get at your door."
So you imagine basically what you might have experienced 100% while you're overseas in the
Just
military.
my mind just started building an entire scenario,
Yeah, cuz yeah.
and I got scared, and I started talking to people, and I kind of was starting to go kind of down the same path. But then I had a moment and I'm like, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
This is the same cycle. I'm like, we got to figure out how to get out of this.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I was just going to stand at my door for until it was like morning time
Yeah.
and just be standing there like ready,
Yeah.
like which is absolutely crazy. So I'm like, no, we're not doing that. So I talked to some people. I got to a point and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fix this.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can I do to make myself feel better so I don't think this stuff? Because I kept opening my door and nobody's there.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Nothing's
I can
gonna
only do this so long.
yeah, nothing's gonna change and
Nothing.
nothing's gonna change. Yeah.
So,
Unless you order something, nothing's gonna change.
and even I've done that before too,
Yeah.
and that doesn't help. I'm like, they just did it, and whoever was out there told them not to say anything, and then they left, and then that person's back,
That's not good.
bro.
No.
Yeah. So like, I was starting down that path again,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh no, and I'm like, what do I do? So I fixed it.
Yeah.
I grabbed my ring, I put it at a different spot,
Yeah.
so there's no way that anybody could get at my door because literally there's just no way.
Yeah.
And um, I was like, you know what? If you're scared, I bet you if you lay down here for a minute, you're gonna feel ridiculous,
Yeah.
and you're gonna get up and go to bed. And I'm like, no, but I gotta keep looking. I gotta keep looking. And I'm like, lay your ass down. And I laid down, and I literally laid there for like 30 seconds. I'm like, this is stupid. And I went and laid down on my bed, and I went to bed. And then I woke up, and I ended up talking to some friends and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and I realized there was nobody at my door.
No.
Um, it was my ego.
Yeah.
That's who was at my door.
Yeah.
You started to act like an asshole. I mean, not you. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
You started to act like an asshole again. And whether it was God, the universe, whatever it was, someone said, "Remember this? We can go right back to it."
Yeah.
And like I've told you guys, I'm done. I'm done playing. I'm very serious about my mental health, and I'm very serious about this.
Yeah.
I'm very serious about all this. So I was like, I got to show people that you can get out of it.
Yeah.
So this is me showing you. Like if I can do it, I am a veteran who went to war, who's gotten shot at. Um, and we'll get into more of the mental health here and what I've gone through after our break.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, you got if I can get through it, guys, there's hope.
Yeah.
There's hope for everybody.
No, I definitely agree. Like, there's been times where, just in my life, I know life isn't easy, but I know that there are times where you kind of go to a default state of mind where you end up being putting yourself in a situation where you're not your best person. You
Right.
don't have those best thoughts. You don't have those best anything, and you end up, putting yourself in a bad situation and forcing yourself to be in some sort of funk. Now, it may not be. It could be different levels of different things.
And yeah, and the hard part was like because I have neighbors that are loud and make me nervous and stuff like that. You have to be able to deal with these things within situations that you can't control because I cannot control those people.
Yeah.
No matter what I do, if I wanted to call the cops, they're just going to tell them to keep it down. If I let the apartments know, they're going to be like, "Hey guys, can you not do?" But like, there's nothing that you can do. So
Yeah.
you have to find peace within yourself.
Yeah. To fix it.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, no. What I was gonna say was, and when when we take a trip or when you are taking a trip, it's hard to always know what's gonna happen. And one is best. I know you've told me this before, just to make sure your everything is good in your heart before you go on that trip. Just because I know from personal experience, like if I'm drunk and I'm high, and I try not to think about something, it's hard not to not think about that
right.
thing. My mind completely focuses on that thing, and no matter how hard I try, I can't not focus on that thing.
But I just told you how to break it.
Yeah.
You just find something that's opposite of what you're worried
Yes.
about, and then you force yourself to like sit in it,
Yeah.
and then you realize, oh, this is constructed in my brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Definitely. It's
something to try. I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody, but yeah,
yeah. And then just also too, just if you plan on taking a trip of any kind, just make sure you have some people you can call. That would
yeah.
just
Have a parachute. Have someone like either like a trip babysitter
yeah,
with or someone that is available so you can talk.
yeah,
Um, that isn't going to judge you.
yeah. That way you don't feel bad about calling them and letting them know that you're going to be, because you will be in a vulnerable state at this point in
Yeah,
time. And that way you just need somebody that can take you at your vulnerable state and not
take advantage or
take exactly help you out in this situation, because they would want the same for you if the same thing happened to them.
yeah, we can all be like tough people and say that we're like tough and all this other stuff, but like dealing with feelings, I think is tougher than hiding them.
Yeah, no, it's you can't think straight. Your focus is thrown off. You're more likely to make more bad decisions. But
Yeah,
just by taking a moment to break that, whatever you need to do, if you need to lay on the ground and stare at the sky, or maybe stop whatever it is you're taking to continue the trip, or just whatever you need to do, just
some people watch a movie and all that other stuff. Yeah,
yeah, just do something different, just to break it.
break the cycle.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, we're gonna go ahead and go to break.
Habari Entertainment Films present There's Only One Name for News with Damon and Aisha. Habari Live Podcast. Habari Entertainment, a race against time. On a quest for glory. Habari News Weekly, HabariEntertainment.com. Catch us for more. Visit us, habarientertainment.com.
And we're back, and I don't know what that is.
So
So next, segment.
oh yeah, no, you can go.
Oh, our next segment is mental health is wealth,
Yeah,
and Cameron will take it from there.
yeah.
Soothing.
It's very soothing. So I want to kind of want to start off talking about something that I do. Just I've had struggles with different things in the past, and we all have our demons as human beings. They come in different forms, very, very, very different forms. Some can be alcohol, some can be a digital addiction, some could be just whatever it is.
Mhm.
And what I've done in my life at this point is I've gone to to smart recovery meetings, and I've done them. It's kind of like I wouldn't call it like an AA meeting. I call it like more like a meeting to utilize different thought processes to help break patterns, to recognize patterns, and utilize patterns to break patterns and create good, healthy habits and get rid of habits that you don't want to have.
Love that. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's not just it doesn't have to be a bad addiction of any kind. It could also just be mental thought because there are people who don't even do anything bad. They're perfectly good. They probably go to church every single Sunday and as good as they can be, but they have patterns or thought processes that might end up throwing them off or causing bad things to happen around them. Um, but essentially, by going to smart recovery meetings or just different meetings, it allows me to talk to other people who are in a vulnerable state, who can then I can ask them questions. Maybe it may not be 100% of the same thing that I'm dealing with that they're dealing with, but they're able to give me insight upon what they have felt or what they've dealt with themselves to kind of help me out in my own situation. And I've been really grateful just because a lot of people out there are willing to just let them know, and they know that nothing's going to come harm, no harm is going to come to me by me telling this to people.
yeah,
And two, I have somebody else that I can probably rely upon or even speak to you know, who can come to me from my level and we can talk, eye to eye. So I don't feel like I'm lower than them just because everybody has their own problems.
absolutely.
And then same with the ego thing too, because as soon as your ego comes out, then that's when you're less likely to be, more in a vulnerable state. You're more trying to take control and do whatever's,
And
happening.
people only respond to the same frequency that they're on.
Yeah.
If you're on a low frequency and you're angry, only angry people are going to respond to you.
Yeah, you'll find that. Yeah, you go around. If say you get drunk, you go to a bar, you go around and you try to push enough people. One of them is going to push you back, and they're going to
Yeah.
meet you right at that
But
level you want to be at.
here's a great thing I learned. I don't know who said it, but before I get into anything about me, um, is like say you're going on, you're moving out of country,
Yeah,
and you're gonna have a party before, and I get you a going away present. I show up, but you have already left, and you're out of the country,
yeah.
and you never showed up to the party. I still have that gift. Whose is it still, or whose is it?
I guess it'd be for me, but you'd just be holding on to it.
Yeah, but if you're never coming back, that it's just mine, right?
Yeah,
So like that's just with like people's anger.
yeah. No,
Just
really.
just like just because I have it doesn't mean if I try to give it to you, you don't have to accept it.
Yeah, no, yeah. Even as a gift, I don't need
That's
to
what I'm
accept it. No,
saying.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
even if you're gone, it's still
Yeah,
it's
no.
still that person, so you don't have to accept that.
Yeah, no, I like the analogy because it's like even because in the way of it being a gift, you're looking at it as like a positive thing, but it could even be the negative thing in the same sense. So it's like you can try to give it to somebody to reciprocate, but it's like whether or not they're going to meet you at that level or accept it.
Another way to put it is Kevin Gates said this is um I love you, but I love me more, and I'm going to protect my energy. So like if you bring me like any negativity, I'm gonna release you, but I'm gonna release you with love.
Yeah,
Like I'm not gonna be mad at you, but
yeah,
like we can't continue on together.
yeah,
But
yeah,
that's just all. Like that's all you gotta handle. People is like if you don't agree, just keep moving. Like it's like TV. If you don't like the channel, change it.
yeah. No,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Yeah, and then if just by maintaining your not allowing people to affect you negatively, not allowing people to get at you, you're able to maintain a level of focus and in addition to the people you do, it's also the actions that you do. You know, you have to kind of watch out what you're doing to yourself for yourself, you know, to cause anything to happen or not happen. So I'll do a quick segue into to something that's happened to me in my life. So with working all these white collar jobs, I worked as a financial analyst for an interpretation company, and I was trying really hard. The job I needed to manipulate and extract data from servers, and then take it, put on a spreadsheet, and give it to my manager to then make decisions on what languages should be spoken at what intervals, or who should be working at this time, or just kind of how to function the company itself. So, you know,
Mhm.
knowing that I'm tasked with this is really important. I need to make sure I'm doing this right. So.
Yeah.
I was struggling with pulling the data, and then not only pulling the data, manipulating the data. I was taking too much time, not doing it right. I don't know if possibly my pride got in the way from asking questions and asking for help. I know I asked for help. I know I was struggling and trying, but I
Yeah,
got to the
been
point
there.
where I ended up getting shingles from struggling, from trying so hard, from doing the
Oh,
work.
man.
Now, old people get shingles because they lose their not their antibodies, but their immune system reduces, because you always have it in your system if you had chickenpox.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but the long story short, I ended up quitting that job. One, I'm not a really good financial analyst. It's taken me a long time to realize that, because there's other times I did it afterward. But
Oh,
that was the only time I ever tried that hard. I want to say, to the point where it's affected me that negatively. I tried it again at another job, working for another company, a missile defense company. I didn't get shingles. I just quit before I had the opportunity to get to that same negative state, because I know I needed to do something to fix
so
myself.
so you're slowly learning how to take care of yourself,
Yeah, basically,
and
because
more than just a physical sense and a mental sense, because like what you were doing is putting yourself through hell.
yeah, literally putting myself through hell, because I wanted to make, you know, 50, 60, or $70,000, and it's like, well, what does that really get me that much more of? And then
Yeah.
fast and forward to now, it's like you're more likely to get laid off. So why even put in that initial energy? That's the hard part that I'm struggling with to this day at this point.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's why we're building here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna jump into a lot of people know me in the industry and whatnot, and I'm gonna go into some really personal stuff. So strap in.
Yeah. No. That. Thank you for sharing too.
Yeah, because I want to share with everybody, because I'm sure some people can relate to my story. Some people may have less issues in life, maybe have more issues in life.
Yeah.
So I just want to talk to all the hurting people out there. This is a little bit of my story. So we had started a podcast before, and during that whole time, I had gone through a year from breaking up with my ex, who I was with for like 5 years.
Hmm.
Um, I was mentally drained. I don't want to blame anybody for anything,
Yeah.
but I was a lot to blame because I wasn't dealing with any of my stuff.
Yeah.
So I wasn't the best me.
Yeah.
With that, I was getting more depressed and everything, because I was trying to work in the industry, but being that I was so depressed and so negative and everything, slowly people would like feel that energy, and I think I would just slowly like push myself out of places,
Yeah.
and I would just blame everybody else.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm perfect. Definitely not. And then so I just kept like running through jobs, running through them. And I apologize to all those people out there. You gave me a lot of great opportunities, and I appreciate you, but I was not in a good mind state. From there, it got to about Christmas time, and I was really down. And I kind of did that one thing that we all kind of do when we're like really down, just start reaching out to anybody.
Yeah.
And I was reaching out to people I went to like high school with
Hmm.
and stuff, and ended up talking to a girl, and we ended up hanging out and stuff, and no fault of her own, I kind of fell into what she was doing already.
Yeah.
And I ended up, I'm gonna tell you the truth, I ended up trying fentanyl, and I ended up um, New Year's
Okay.
in a bathroom, and I'm pretty sure I overdosed.
Oh shit.
So I guess I was smoking some of the shit,
Yeah.
and I fell out.
Okay.
I don't remember falling,
No.
none of it. All I remember is loud noises at the door and stuff, and something within me, thank God.
Yeah.
I just stood up and I came out of the bathroom. They're yelling at me, and I'm just like, I don't understand why you're yelling at me because I didn't know what happened.
Okay.
So I didn't really find out what happened to me to the next day.
Yeah.
And then that's when they asked me if I wanted more. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? You said I about died. I'm like, no, thank God. But then we went to the guy
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, I don't want none of that stuff. But then they offered me something that I had a problem with back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
which was meth.
Okay.
And I was already at that low frequency, depressed and everything. And I'm like, well, maybe if I get this stuff, I can not be so tired and I can go do my work and all sorts of stuff because I was being really sleep deprived.
Yeah.
I wasn't sleeping, super paranoid all the time, just like not sleeping. Um, and then I dove into that. And to be honest, it was the smallest little bag, but it spun me out.
Okay.
It spun me out. I've at that point in time with the podcast and stuff, I wasn't happy with some of the way that it was going.
Yeah.
I felt like I had hurt some people in my past, and they were mad at me and stuff. And at that point in time, I thought people were breaking into my apartment.
Yeah.
I was literally recording my door and placing things on it, so if it moved, it could show somebody that I wasn't crazy.
Okay.
But there was really no movement. I've since looked at some of these videos, which is scary, but there's nothing there,
Yeah.
which is, yeah. But that whole thing, I was so scared because this is what I've dealt with. The summer is very hard.
Yeah.
My dad killed my stepmom and killed himself about like 15 years ago, I believe, July, something like that. That was very hard to deal with. That was after I had already been to Iraq twice and I'd come back to be a recruiter.
So you did 2 tours.
Yeah, 2 tours. I did some raids. We did some other stuff, and you know, like I've seen some stuff, and I've been through a lot.
So from me, just listen to this. It's I'd say you had the greatest difficulty just with a lot of things that happened, and yeah, because even thinking, just you're reaching out, and at that point, you're just trying to look for somebody to help you out, somebody to just kind of confide in,
I was
somebody.
looking for someone to save me.
Yeah, yeah, but unfortunately, it was not the best type of saving, but it's beautiful because you're ultimately looking for help. You
Yeah,
were looking for you just didn't
I,
know the
how to
best
do it,
route to go. Yeah, no, that's hard. That's really
but
hard.
then and it progressively got worse. Where I was standing, like at one point in time, I stood 24 hours staring out my people.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
and from there, I finally got to a point. I called. Luckily, my buddy. I'm not going to throw out anybody's names because
yeah, no, you're
I
fine.
don't know how they feel. But one of my buddies, like the one thing that I worried about was my cat.
Yeah,
Like I didn't want to leave because I'm like, who's going to take care of my cat?
yeah.
And her name's Daenerys. She's the queen of dragons. I didn't name her, my ex did, but I kept the cat and I love her. She's my emotional support animal. But I got to a point. Yeah, I got to a point and I was like, I'm done. I'm ready. So I checked myself into the VA,
Hmm.
into the psych ward. And let me talk to you guys right now. If you're in a point where that is something that you think that is necessary, find someone to help take care of the things that you need to take care of and go. It's okay.
Yes.
I'm tired of people making anybody feel lower because they had to go get help and just get away from the situation for a while so they can get that relief.
Yeah.
Because even when I was in there for the first at least few days, I was still super paranoid
Yeah.
of everybody,
Yeah.
staff members, people. Like I didn't trust anybody. Like when I was going through my stuff, I even went to friends' houses and they tried to help me, and I left in the middle of the conversation because I didn't trust them.
Okay.
Like I didn't trust anybody. So, but anyway, I went there, I got the help, and then from there, I stayed true to my therapy, everything, and I've also found a lot of help with psychedelics and cannabis. Cannabis gets me that nice and calm. Psychedelics let me think about all the things that I need to like change in my life. and it's made me a lot more humble. I used to be a really mean person. I used to be a really selfish person. But now all I want to do is help people out. Um, and like I'm happy. I'm happy with myself. I found out, like, I used to tell people about these things and be like, "Don't worry about me,"
Yeah.
because I cared about your feelings, but I didn't care enough about my own to deal with the stuff.
Yeah.
But now I have. So I feel like a complete person. And even like there's gonna be people that are still mad at me from my past, and I'm okay with that. And they're gonna yell, they can yell at me, they can do whatever. And that's really more of a reflection of them than it is of me, because I've grown past that. And I'm telling everybody right now, if I've hurt you, I'm sorry. But I'm not even the same person, and I'm happy that I took the effort to go get that help. And now I don't even think about hard drugs. The hard drugs were only because I was such low frequency.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, but
Yeah.
I'm just so happy right now.
No, no, I appreciate you sharing that with me, but I also appreciate the fact that that you're maintaining doing good things and maintaining doing things in the same sense of me saying putting yourself in a physical situation. So the different jobs you're just running through them, not caring, just you probably didn't even enjoy being at those places because of X, Y, or Z situation possibly. But now you're taking it upon yourself to only do things that you want to do.
Mm,
In the sense that will help you out, will get you money, get you what you need in order to be happy. But in addition to that, it's just keeping you at a nice, even tempo. So then
yeah,
you're able to maintain, this good forward trajectory, not falling back into a slippery slope of maybe you're trying to work for this company or this company or this
yeah.
company. And then before you know it, you're trying to reach out for help in a bad way again.
And we've recently had people reach out to us and tell us that we've already started reaching people, and it feels. I mean, like
It's humbling.
it's humbling, but
Yeah.
it's the best feeling. Like, I don't ever care if we like make money. I mean, I want to make money,
Well,
but
yeah,
like
we
I
obviously,
don't
yeah,
care about. But like hearing that from people, like
yeah,
I about cried. I was just like, man, this is what I wanted to do, and
yeah,
this is what we're here for. So I hope me sharing my story normalizes a lot of things for people and makes you feel not so alone.
yeah. No, me as well. Just having the opportunity to just I don't know, just talk. What I've learned, share with my struggles, share with what I'm trying to go through. Um, we it's all about the healing chefs, the healing process, doing the stuff that we enjoy doing, working on our passions, and just basically trying to live the best life we can live. It's not all about just trying to make money. It's not all
Mm-mm.
about just trying to get next day to next day and try to find something to kind of try to utilize to disconnect. Because realistically, by us trying to disconnect, we end up wasting more time, more energy, more effort, and thus causing us to even dig deeper and deeper and deeper into that location.
Yeah,
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 that's deep. That's crazy.
love it.
Yeah,
So with that, we'll go ahead and move into the final segment, which is plug talk.
yeah.
All right. So we I just kind of want to talk about real quick our kind of our vision. What we want to build eventually here is a brand lifestyle.
Yeah.
And we want to like bring along as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Right now, this is not a paying job or anything for us.
No.
We did get a sponsor for some supplements that we'll be sharing. It's Active Green Pro. I'm sorry, but we'll fix that. But we're gonna be doing reels and stuff for them. But I kind of like doing this right now. Call out to all like creative people that are tired of doing the same old, and are looking to be a part of our brand. So we're all about healing. We've got ideas for like clothing and stuff like that, and we want to expand, and we'll slowly do that. But we're just looking for like-minded people that are open-minded, healing, loving. We don't want the hate stuff or any of that kind of stuff.
Positive
That
vibes only.
good, yeah, good vibes. And and into like the like our brand and stuff, and our brand is like cannabis, healing, psychedelics, you know,
Yeah, and
connection,
connection,
art.
working on yourself, trying to learn new skills, learn new goals. If you want to, if you want to be able to, I don't know, let's say you wanted to work on a reel, or you wanted to work on a video, or you want to help out in any way, just let us know. We just want
Yeah,
to.
DM us, or you can email us at uh, thehealingchefs@gmail.com. I'll spell that real quick. It's thehealingchefs@gmail.com. Yeah, go ahead and hit us up about that. Because we're just trying to build out. We've talked to a few people in the community, and I have some ideas and stuff, and we'll be working towards those more and more. But I just kind of want to call out to all those creatives out there that tired of the boring day to day and want to have fun with us and build this brand.
Yeah, and we can smoke weed together if you want, or if
Yeah,
not, then we can eat some weed together. If
yeah.
not, then we'll just talk,
You want to
just
trip?
chill.
We want to trip. We'll figure that out. People are listening now, but like,
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And then
if there's a will, there's a way,
yeah,
and I know will.
and if even if you don't want to have a trip, if you just want to just talk and chill and
Yeah,
just I don't know, just if you want to learn, if you want to teach, I'm willing to listen.
you don't have to smoke. You don't have to do any of the
No,
stuff. But if you just like agree with us, like want to help healing, want to help normalize a lot of these things,
yeah,
yeah, hit us up. But I know one of the things that we want to do, and call out to anybody that has a venue or somewhere we want to do dinners.
yeah,
So if there's anybody that has a venue or anybody wants some like private dining or anything like that, again, hit us up, DM us. Information is like a minute or so behind me.
yeah.
But yeah, dinners. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, and then and with the dinners, so primarily we want to do like multiple course meals. We want to do like 3, 4, 5 course meals. We want to do.
We are fine dining chefs.
We are fine dining chefs. We both happen to actually go to the same culinary school, different time intervals.
Woot woot.
Whoop, whoop. But no, what we really want to offer is just a really good cannabis experience, really good food experience, more so just the greatest culinary experience. Just because we know a lot of the food that we get now, it's not good, it's not great, and then the money we spend on it, we're not happy with the money we spent on it.
The big thing is we want to tell you where everything is from, and
Yes,
we want to do as much as possible local,
yes,
so you can go out and touch these places. And
yes,
if you want to recreate or get these things, or you like a certain product, you
yeah,
can go get it. It's right there,
yeah, exactly. That way you're
and
getting.
it's not like some Walmart.
Exactly. No, in the same sense, it's like you're getting good quality, you're getting good local quality, you're supporting local, you're
You're,
helping
you're
local.
supporting a human, not
A
an
machine.
algorithm.
Yes, an algorithm or a machine. In addition to that, you're gonna.
Hail AI, in case you're listening.
Oh,
I'm a good pet.
yeah. But no, what I was saying though is what we really want is just to collaborate with the many individuals in just in Phoenix, Arizona, just everywhere. Anybody who is willing to kind of represent and just wants to join our tribe to try to create a better existence. We all have our struggles. We all know that every day is difficult. Some days are a lot easier than others. I love those easy days, but I hate those hard days. But
Yeah,
we all go through them.
we want to build a community where everyone can get out their vision. And it may not all be about Ryan talking take two. It may not be all about the money, but it's about getting that vision out and passion. Just like I was talking to somebody recently about this, is like the community that our parents and stuff like that, the communes and stuff that they talked about when like they're like, "My damn hippies want to all live together and help each other out and sons of bitches."
Yeah.
But like that's what we want to do.
Yeah, no, that's literally
Like
what we need to have.
I'm tired of like the race. I just want to help build together. Like let's rise together.
Yeah, no, let's rise together. There's a misconception that everybody thinks everybody wants something else, but in reality, when you talk to somebody, you end up having more in common than you think. Because ultimately, everybody wants to be able to wake up, not have to go to work,
Mm,
and then just have stuff be simple. Maybe have stuff not be too expensive. Maybe have stuff just be a little bit easier.
mm.
And just by working together, collaborating with more people, you're able to one connect with other people. You're able to learn about other aspects and
You can
just
build off your own skill by learning someone else.
yeah, you can build off your own skills. You can end up create you can find out you have an opportunity to do something that you've always been interested in doing, but just not never knowing how to direct it or to push it or to utilize it. So
Yeah, we're very good. I was a sergeant in the army, and I'm not that mean or nothing, but like I'm very good at leadership and like helping direct energy to a point. But Cameron can't. Let me enunciate. Cameron is way better at that. He directs my energy because I am chaotic energy. He's the calm. But yeah, like if you're looking for a way, like we can help you because I don't know if you guys have seen our editing, like the clip that we just put out on Instagram, but we're learning every day
yeah,
and we're gonna try to be just as professional as any other podcast that you've seen.
yeah, yeah. No, our goal is consistency. Our goal is to bring you some really awesome guests. Our goal is to have some really awesome conversations.
Great visuals.
Great visuals. Our goal is to, if you wanna subscribe to us, if you want to, buy into what is the healing chefs, we're gonna give you what we want ourselves to get, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, treat people the
Like
way you wanna be treated.
we believe in quality
Yeah.
and like if you end up working with me, you'll understand like I don't give up. Like I will even be in the middle, like I'm sure Cameron's already experienced it. I'll be in the middle of working on something and I have notes on our Google Docs. I'm like, I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow. But knowing me, I'm probably just gonna go right back at it.
Yes.
And then like an hour or so later, I figured it out. Another page. And I'm like, well, now I'm gonna try to do this. Another like hour or so later, I made it cool as
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then, you know. So it was
Yeah.
it's just we're having a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work right now.
Oh, yeah.
But because we have to juggle everything else,
Yeah, but
but it's
ultimately,
worth it.
yeah, it's fun just being able to get insight from somebody who's struggled out there. Just like I want to know that what I'm experiencing is not what only I'm experiencing. Like I want to know other motherfuckers out there having the same trouble that I'm having, because then it just makes it a little bit easier. Because then I'm like, all right, I know
Right.
that people are having a hard time out there. I'm having a hard time. Maybe we can talk about it and figure out how to get to the next day together a little bit easier. You know?
Right. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was. I just like working together and like talking. That's why we have this podcast because I just want to network with people. Because like I had told you before, um, just like I want to hear what your red is. Like I see the color red,
Yeah.
but I know it's not the same that you see.
Yeah.
So no matter what, there's always going to be a different perspective, and I want to hear it because I'm just curious. I'm like a little dog. Sometimes I'm an excitable person. Like a lot of people know they're like, "Jeez, would he just stop messaging me, or would he just calm the fuck down?" But like, I'm just like now that I'm happy with myself, I just want to share everything, and I just want to.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, so now we're just at this point we're just trying to take all this energy and just kind of put it and focus it into the right direction, and just as our plug talk right now, just if there's anybody who wants to help or wants to just take part, we come with open arms. Yeah.
yeah, that, and then yeah, especially with the clothing, I have some really cool ideas. I don't
Yeah.
want to give them out yet, but like I have some really cool ideas.
Yeah.
We have some paywall ideas that we for like maybe some grow walkthroughs and
Yeah.
different recipes and all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff. And we'll try to do more reviews on cannabis here in the future. And we're gonna be doing in depth reviews, not just like I used to do, like not just look, taste, smell. We're gonna like maybe do like pairings with
Oh yeah. Oh, that'll
um
be nice. Yep.
yeah, all sorts of stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't want
So
to give
yeah, we don't give too much away,
other
but
sauce.
yeah, we have a lot in planned. We have a lot planned, and what we really want to do is feed you. We want to just do everything that we can, just with each other. That
I
yeah,
want to. My grandma was my inspiration to cook,
yes,
and she used to
as
bring
am I.
like even for Christmas, she would just like she was for the longest time she was a cash register at a grocery store, and she would invite random people for
Yeah,
Christmas. because the woman just like loved everybody.
Yeah, no, my grandma was literally the same way. Where I grew up, in Tucson, that's where I'm from, born and raised. My grandmother just on the street, um, she would go by Joe. That was her nickname, and you would whenever we had Christmas or anything like that, you would just see people that I had never seen before. They would just be coming in the house, and there'd just be a plate for them ready for
Yeah.
them to eat. And you're just like, and they just hug her and kiss her,
Yeah,
just as happy as possible.
it's just that love that I wanna pass on. She
Yeah.
gave me the passion and everything because just sitting there as a kid, just watching her cook me, like, breakfast or something,
Yes.
like, she put into so much, like, I mean, it's just magical, so and I just wanna share that with the world, so, um, I can't wait till we actually start cooking again, like, if you follow the Healing Chefs, I throw some stuff there here and there, but what we'll really get into some cooking here.
Yeah, no, we want to. We're just really excited to be able to have an opportunity to just be out there
To share our art.
to share our art, to cook some food and just experiment. Tantalize all 5 of your senses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
But,
Yeah.
I think that's it. I wanna thank you all for listening, and, make sure to follow us on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. I'm starting to put stuff on Facebook, The Healing Chefs, YouTube, The Healing Chefs. Obviously, you're watching probably,
yes,
or you're listening on Spotify. Thank you for that. But if you want to talk to us, DM us or email us. Thank you very much. Remember to always be good, be clean, be safe, smoke up. Peace out.